Hey guys, what's up? It's Danielle. So it is almost 10:40 in the morning and I don't know what's going on here, but I just made breakfast. I've been trying to meal prep and I feel like I haven't really done a whole lot. So, yeah. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today is actually something that is quite taboo. And just a reminder that mental illness in and of itself is taboo. Just because it's really looked at as something like, I don't know, I kind of feel like people look at mental health the way that they look at other personal problems that you have, where it's like, well, you have that problem and you got to figure out how you're going to deal with it. And there's like no empathy there. And it's really disheartening to see that, especially when you see people who are literally crying out for help. So I want to talk about a couple of different things in this video that literally all relate to depression, because that's what I know about best, because I've had it for the longest amount of time. My anxiety came later, but I don't really feel the need to do a video on that. So to start off, not only is depression incredibly taboo, but I get the sense that people are ashamed that they have it and that other people want us to feel ashamed because we have it. And even if that's not true, I still kind of feel like that's the vibe that we get. And I'm not trying to say, oh, poor us, like whatever, because that's not the point of this video. The point is to help you guys feel better if you're going through some of the same shit that I am. And I'm trying not to swear as much. I know I haven't really been doing it in my videos, but I call it shit because literally that is what it is. It is bullshit. So, that being said, I want to talk to you guys about a couple of things and remind you that you are not alone. First of all, for the past, 3 weeks, I have been in a rut. And essentially what I mean is I've been depressed. And it's gotten to a point where I've been procrastinating a lot, which I tend to do anyways because of my anxiety, but also because of my depression. I don't feel like doing it. And then on top of that, there's serious amount of panic involved because of the anxiety, so that I'm just kind of in gridlock. But there's one thing. The other thing is I haven't been on the ball like I feel I should be and like I normally am. So I never realized how living alone could be so damn exhausting. It's like you don't have anybody to fall back on, and you literally have to rely on yourself for everything, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the bad thing is when you don't even have the energy to cook or to make food or anything. So you just end up eating stuff like apples for dinner. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Also, not only last week, but the week before, I spent at least 3 to 4 nights on the couch sleeping instead of sleeping in my actual bed. Also, I did that even when I had to be at work the next day. So maybe it's just a combination of my body is not used to my new schedule, which it's not really that different. It's just I work 4 days now and I get up an hour earlier. But there is an adjustment period with all that kind of stuff. So That's the first thing. The second thing is I was falling asleep on the couch without having taken my makeup off, washing my face, even brushing my teeth. And I know that to a lot of people that sounds absolutely disgusting, but the reality of it all is that when you have depression, like, you do that stuff sometimes. You just do not have the energy to do what other people deem as being simple tasks that only take like 2 or 3 minutes. And also, I have this habit of actually doing my laundry, but then I don't really fold it. I just kind of leave it in the dryer. And I don't do this all the time. It's really only when I'm in these ruts that it happens. But that stuff has been piling up for 2 weeks now. And I do feel bad about it. I feel like my apartment is extremely chaotic now because I've been putting all of this stuff off. I've been letting things accumulate, and now I'm paying the price for it mentally. So, the most obvious response to that would be, well, why don't you just fold it? Like, it's one thing for somebody to just say, oh, well, why don't you just do X, Y, and Z? But it's another thing to actually have the motivation to do it. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned this to you guys, but last year I really, really got into cleaning and, trying to take pride in my apartment and not necessarily trying to be perfect, but just getting better at maintaining things, not having dishes pile up in the sink, actually putting them in the dishwasher and, meal prepping, that kind of stuff. And I got into it last year because the year before I was so fed up with just like flying by the seat of my pants. And I started watching cleaning motivation videos. And I find that 80%, probably a little bit more than that, maybe like 85, 90% of the time, it actually does give me the motivation I need to, not just clean, but also to cook, to do the quote unquote most basic things that you're supposed to as an adult. And I am forever grateful for that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what we all need to realize is that motivation comes from within ourselves, and there's no amount of cleaning motivation videos that'll make me do it. I have to be the one to get up and do it myself. Now, the other side to this whole explanation of what happens when I go through one of my depression episodes, the whole reason why I'm bringing this up is because in the last couple of months, I've had a change of heart with a couple of different things. I don't know if you guys have been with me for a while, but I started wearing a cross. I am more religious now than I was before, but it's kind of like I'm doing it my own way. So you will never see me in church, that's for sure. But I'm not going to really discuss that because that's personal and I don't want to be preaching to the choir. But that change of heart also included trying to forgive myself. And I feel like when you have depression and then you, on top of that, you also feel the need to be perfect all the time, it is so difficult to forgive yourself. Even with anxiety, it's the same thing. Like, it's really hard to forgive yourself with any of those. And I think a lot of that is just because, we live in a society where we're expected to perform all the time. We're always expected to get things done. So if you have to take like a day to yourself and you just, you can't bring yourself to do anything that you're supposed to be, and you just kind of sit there and watch TV, or maybe you sleep all day, people look down upon that because it's like you're not contributing to anything. So I've known that my whole life. And to that, I have to say it is bullshit. Because in reality, everybody gets burnt out. There's no person on earth who doesn't get burnt out at some point or in some way or another. We just tend to show it differently. So I've been practicing giving myself grace. And basically, if you don't know what that means, it's learning how to forgive yourself. And you can take it into whatever kind of context you want, religious or not. But at the end of the day, if you don't forgive yourself, like, no one else is going to do it for you. So you might as well forgive yourself because you owe it to yourself. I know I just said yourself like 800 times, but it is what it is. So I know a lot of you guys go through the same type of stuff that I do. And, you know, I try not to show my apartment because a lot of the times it looks like a bomb went off. And when you put your life online, it already, you know, you're already open to a lot of criticism. You're just really opening the floodgates. And when you start showing stuff like that, it increases it even more. So I'm actually going to show you guys today what my apartment looks like in its current state. And I would just like to mention that this is the result of about 3 weeks of not keeping up with things, not really cleaning. You know, you're going to have to excuse my kitchen though. That is a different story because I did clean that this morning. So I do have food that I've prepped like all over the place, and I paused to eat breakfast, but everything else you're going to see is real life. And my hope in showing you guys this is that you feel better about, you know, things falling by the wayside when they do. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to do what you can. And I think that is something we all need to remember. So without further ado, let me show you my dirty apartment. So like I said, you're going to have to excuse the kitchen because honestly, it is better than the rest of my apartment. I just cleaned all this off and I cooked all this today and I just did all these dishes this morning. So, but anyways, to show you guys some other stuff, these are things that I need to put away, figure out where they need to go, etc. It's a bag of garbage that needs to go out. I have my broom over here because I was sweeping in here, whatever. Recycling that I still haven't taken out. That is a reusable bag from when I bought groceries like 2 days ago. And then we get to my kitchen table. So the dishes, those I literally just ate, so that's why they're still there. But everything else, like I have receipts on here. I have socks that I was wearing. Like there's friggin' pads that I took out of a bag that I had. Like I have a notebook up there. I have my water bottle. I have my laptops out. And I kept them out because I was actually doing my taxes last week. Over here, perfect example. I have a whole bag of stuff that needs to be recycled. And then this is mochi stuff. So I'm not as worried about it, but it's still, you know, it's still there. I'm trying to hide some things that were mail just so that you guys can't see my address. But I haven't even cleaned up his toys. And here's my little monkey. He says hi. Hi, Bubba. How's my baby? I love you. You pretty bear. Over here is like my little desktop type area where I've been doing all my planner stuff. And as you can see, it is totally clean, you know. All right, the next little chunk I'm going to show you is where it gets really bad. And that is my living room. So I slept on the couch again, which is why you see the blankets. And then I painted this little cabin thing right here. Just because, you know, when you try to decorate, but you have no sense of style, you end up doing stuff and now you're just like, what? But I did paint it and I do like it. Let's see, what else? There's cat treats over here. Hi, Bubba. I have some of my crochet stuff out. There's like garbage bags. And then I have more garbage I need to throw out. Recycling, stuff that needs to get donated. I have my purse, reusable shopping bag, outdoor slippers. I have my shoes that I wear for work. And then over here, have my gym bag. This is another story entirely. It's actually pretty organized, even though it doesn't look like it. But I have this bag, which actually has some of the camera stuff from when I bought my camera, my new one, last week. This is clean laundry that needs to be folded. These are skeins of yarn that I was using yesterday. I have all my crochet stuff in here, have sewing stuff in there because I had to sew up one of my shirts. Oh man, this is more clean laundry over here. Hi, Bubba. Hi, monkey. Yeah, more clean laundry. And then also I have my, my larger, what am I trying to say here? My larger, I can't talk today, you guys. I really, excuse me, cannot talk today. My larger tripod, there we go. I have laundry on the floor. That's a string that Mochi was playing with. I have some laundry detergent. More stuff that needs to be in the laundry. I still have stuff in the dryer that I haven't folded yet. I also have stuff that needs to be cleaned or needs to be washed in the washer. I have a bag of garbage that needs to get thrown out. My other tripod. And now moving into my room. So this is Mochi's little closet. That is honestly okay. This is a shirt that I washed the other day and it's just air drying. But like random plastic bag. This box has a whole bunch of electric whatever stuff. I have shoe boxes everywhere. My bed is seriously unkempt. I have stuff all over the top of this dresser. I flung my coat up there and it's like something that I need to give back to my mom. And then in my closet, there are, there's clothes on the floor. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. So I do have to apologize for the quality in that part of the video. It wasn't supposed to go like that, but it did because I didn't know that I could film in 4K on my phone, and you can't zoom out as far as possible if you are filming in 4K on the iPhone. I don't know why. So anyways, the whole point of me showing you guys what my apartment looks like right now, just cluttered, messy as shit, is not so that you can come back at me and be like, this bitch is messy. Because honestly, I know I'm messy. But I also have weeks where I am extremely clean. Where there is nothing on the floor, everything is wiped down. And my apartment looks immaculate. This, like I said, is the product of 3 weeks of being in a rut, being depressed, having a depressive episode, whatever you want to call it, whatever kind of adjective you want to use to describe it. And I don't want you guys to feel bad about it. I do, but that's only because I know that I'm capable of keeping up with this stuff. But like I said, you need to give yourself grace. And that is probably one of the best lessons that you can learn when you start on your mental health journey, to figuring out what works for you and what doesn't. So everything is trial and error in life, and it can't be more true with mental health. So anyways, I hope this helps you guys to feel better in a sense, because like I said, you're not alone. But also, I want you to remember that this kind of stuff happens, and it happens a lot. It also happens when you least expect it. Because, 1 week it's like, yeah, man, I'm really good. Things are going well. And then the next week, you're not even able to get up from bed or up off the couch to go get something to eat. It happens a lot, and it happens to, I'm pretty sure, all of us. So don't think that you're alone in this. And yeah. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all, and I'll talk to you on my next video. Bye, guys.